Hello and welcome. The Battletech Backer Beta is out, and those of us that paid far more than what we would have for the game than just buying it, we get to play in it, and I'm very happy. And then I'm kind of sad because no multiplayer, problems with the netcode. But that's alright, at least we get to mess around with it for a bit, figure out how the game is overall. So I'm actually not a massive Battletech fan, but I'm just not a big sci-fi fan. 40K is my favorite of the sci-fi, probably Battletech next. Go Steiner. In fact, yeah, Indomitable Will is my background right now. So let's jump on in. So, no multiplayer, and many of the features are missing from the game. However, you do get to play it, kind of. I'd say at the moment it's a bit of a glorified tech demo, or just a tech demo in general. There's the game's here, but there's not the single player. There's not the mech lab. We're missing. I think I don't know, quite a few mechs. Definitely the Zeus, the Banshee, the Dragon. I'm sure a bunch of others that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. So this is the skirmish mode versus the AI, which I'm not all that impressed with the AI. So you've got a few options. You got your lance budget down here at 15 million. So each mech has a price point. You can see the price point there very easily. And there's also a 20 and 25. Now, I'm probably one of the minority here, but I'm not a big fan of the 15 million or the 25 million. I don't think they're quite low or high enough. So, in true Steiner fashion, the first thing I decided to do is I'm like, alright, I want to build an assault mech, and what else can I grab with an assault mech? So, what I did is I went down here and I actually turned everything to the very cheapest mech in the game, the Locust, which I would never use. But urban mechs, only 300,000 more, so not too expensive. I'm actually going to be going with the Commando 2D. I like that variant a lot more. And that's actually going to leave me with a lot of budget. In fact, if I go with nothing but urban mechs, we can just discount the Locust down here. What you will find is the only mechs that are out of line are the Atlas and the Battlemaster. And when Mech Lab comes around, I'm not even sure that's going to be the case. So it seems to me, when we're running some light, that this is probably a little excessive to be able to bring an assault mech. I don't know, it might not be as good in multiplayer, it just seems kind of odd overall. I would probably, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of either Victor. I'd probably go with the one with the more armor, though. Yeah, so I could literally just go, like, triple light, or the Urbies with the, AC-10s, autocannon 10s. Pretty decent damage output. And then the Commando's a great striker, I like him a lot. Add into that the Victor, I just think a lot of, the lances you might build, and I'm not sure about that. A double hunchback might be pretty strong, things like that. I don't know, it just seems a little odd to me that you can even field an assault in a low end. But at the same point on the high end, I can't get nearly the number of big guys that I wanted. So I'm a huge fan of the Commando, especially the 2D version here. So he's fairly cheap as well. So I can actually gain quite a bit of funds to raise my mech up. I could probably grab another heavy here if I wanted to, something like a Jaeger mech. Oh yeah, that's maybe not a great setup overall because I really don't want an awesome. At least not the 8Q version. There's also some presets here. Your heavy battle, heavy assault. Some of these are alright. Some of them I have not liked at all. The cavalry, I have thought, have been terrible lances. I haven't tried the light version yet. The fire support, I have thought, has been pretty terrible. But it could just be entirely my playstyle here, because some people are literally talking about running this pretty much exact setup here. You can even trade the awesome out for a catapult and upgrade the commando to something a little more durable. Yeah, so definitely good options though. You can actually build your own mechs though. You can look at it sort of by cost. The most expensive being the Atlas. Basically the iconic mech of the game. You can do it by tonnage, Atlas again, or you can do it by the name. Yeah, still the Atlas, but the name's kind of nice because you can manage to see the different variants here. Like here you've got the awesome 8Q, excuse me. So this is the base version. It comes with triple PPC and what, a small laser? Yeah. Then you actually have some that are different versions. Like here's the 8T. The 8T removes all the PPCs. It's going to get 2 LRM long-range missiles, PPC's projected particle cannon, 2 long-range missile 15 racks, so those are both going to shoot 15 missiles at once at long ranges, and 2 large lasers. Plus it drops 5 heat sinks. So definitely a lot more close-range fighting power there overall. Honestly, I don't know. It seems like the medium lasers would be a little bit better and just go with a catapult to me, but whatever. I think the overall AI UI needs a little bit of work as well. It's not terrible in most places, but if I come down here to like the quick draw, I mean, blah 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 blah, jump jets, blah 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 blah. I mean, to figure out what weapons it has, you have to know it, or you have to skim through and just look. Like left torso, right here's an LRM-10. This is going to be a medium laser in the left arm. Right torso is double medium laser, another medium laser over here, and then an SRM-6 in the center torso. So it's a SRM-4, 4 medium lasers, and a LRM, what is it, 10? Yeah. It would just be nice over here if, maybe in like a different color, maybe yellow like the money over here, so that it's fairly easy to see. Just at a glance, I could see exactly what these mechs have, especially when it comes to the mech lab and trading things out. I also wish I could randomize the maps here, but you do have 5 maps, as well as some different versions of it. So, yeah, sure, we'll leave it at River Crossing Foggy Day. I'm going to randomize this, and they might have a heavy group. They might actually end up with a light. But I'm going to be going with a medium, because this has been about my favorite, is I'm going to go with the fire. However, I'm not a big fan of the Commando 1B. I think it's pretty terrible. It's got a large laser, medium laser, and what, SRM-2, I believe? Yeah. The Commando 2D here comes with an SRM-6, SRM-4, and a medium laser, so I really like this as a striker-type mech a lot more, and for an extra 100,000, I think it's well worth it. So, let's go ahead and jump in. Well, I guess I can also mention there's a handful of pilots. They're going to come with 7 different abilities, and then they have 4 different stats. Honestly, the stats, not really as balanced as I would hope right now. At the same time, the abilities are terribly balanced. Terribly balanced. I'm not even going to try to talk my way around it. I am not at all a fan of the way they have done that. So I don't want you with a sensor lock, because she is a... Whoops. She's an absolute terrible gunnery pilot. That's my hit chance. Sure, she's got a little better sensor range with the tactical. Guts is going to affect your heat when you start taking that internal damage. Honestly, I've ridden the line a lot. Maybe this will be different when I start playing as players, and they're focusing different parts because they can do that, and they're smart enough to do that. It may become a bit of a thing where Guts is actually worth something, but as of now, not really. And piloting is, right now, for just melee melee hit percentage, they did say it was supposed to affect, Wow, I can't even think. Stability damage at some point. So I'm actually just going to switch out for a different sensor lock guy. This one right here. Wait, I didn't go with the striker. What am I doing? That's the complete wrong group. Yeah, that's what I wanted right there.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors.
So the abilities, sensor lock, very important. I would consider you probably should want at least one on the field. Something like Bulwark seems like it'll be pretty good against the AI, and I'm thinking fairly useless against players. Precision Strike and multi-targeting seem like they would be useful for some mechs, but not really all that many. So I've got a pretty short-ranged brawly group here, so I don't really want to get down here to the river and engage. They're going to start where the beacon is, which is basically the same every time. So I'm kind of wanting to just stay out of sight and let them come to me.
Waiting for orders.
Did I put them on random? I hope so.
Right, Commander.
I'm going to be pretty upset if I forgot to change it, because then I'll be fighting the assault group again, which I've done. Actually, I ended up fighting it normally, and then I ended up forgetting to change it last time to random, so...
I got the center trace.
Okay, medium mech. Alright, so your initial phases is you move your 4 mechs, then your opponent moves its 4 mechs, and as soon as somebody comes into sensor range, so I don't have sight on this guy yet, but he is within sensor range, which you can see
What can I do for you?
out here in this blue line. That's affected by your tactical, so that's actually pretty decent. Once that happens, you move into a initiative type phase. So it looks like they've got probably a light group, because they've got 2 lights and 2 mediums. It's possible they also have the initiative pilot, but not guaranteed. This should be way easy, if it is. So your lights move in phase 4. At any time, though, you can reserve them to push them back. If you'll see, it kind of moves them back to the next group there. And so forth and so forth and so forth. This is your lights, this is your mediums, this is your heavies, and this is your assaults. I actually see no reason in going into the AI. It's going to literally charge me like it has no idea what it's doing, because it doesn't. And then I'm just going to reserve again.
Roger that. Standing by.
I'm a very brawly group. I don't see any point in running across the barren wasteland. The AI will spread its mechs so far out that it's unbelievable, and then I will crush them.
Got another blip on my screen. Waiting on you, Commander.
Let's go ahead and brace.
Sounds smart. Cooling.
Let's go ahead and brace. So bracing, you've got a handful of actions here. I guess I could show you that. You get your attack, your move, sprint. Now when you sprint, you're going to gain a 50%, it says right up there, evasion chance, so you dodge 50% of the incoming attacks. Something like sensor lock, which this guy Witness has, will remove that. The farther you move, the better defensive bonus you're going to get for them hitting you anyways. You've also got reverse for just walking backwards, and jump jets if you happen to have mechs with jump jets. I think my quick draw has them. This is your actual ability for your person, your mech pilot. So this is Master Tactician. A lot of people, I think, are underselling this. When you get to multiplayer, this is going to be very, very good. The +1 initiative is nice. However, whenever you reserve, it will remove the unsteady damage from a mech, which will stop you from getting knocked over
Standing by.
in a large way. Here's Brace. This is going to remove unsteady damage, and it is going to grant you a 50% damage reduction against range attacks from the front and side, so not the back. So we're just going to brace again,
Confirmed. Holding and cooling.
and I'm going to go ahead and brace again, and then we'll kind of look at the rest of this here momentarily. Yeah. So I'm literally just going to reserve because the AI, this is why I'm not a big fan of the AI. I think I've got to literally go through and pick its mechs for it directly. I think I can build some lances that it might do alright with. So here we've had a Kentaro literally run right up into the middle of my guys. Now the Kentaro's great. I actually am using one. It's a fantastic brawler mech. But here's the thing. Even if these have some LRMs, they're not going to be able to deal much damage to my group out here. And this brawler is just going to get absolutely wiped out. Now he does have the evasion, so he'll dodge 50% of the attacks. It's kind of hex-based movement. You don't actually see the hexes. You can see various things, color-wise, though. The green here is a defensive bonus from the forest, 25% damage reduction. So it's less than the brace and it doesn't stack with it. The only other one that I've noticed is in the water. There's a huge cooling buff. I mean, massive. Ridiculously massive. So I'm going to run my tiny guy back over here. Keep him hidden.
Moving out.
Because I'm going to sensor lock this guy so that he loses that 50% chance to dodge. And then I'm going to literally blow him up with my 3 mechs. So it's not that the Kentaro is bad, and it's not that the rest of this lance might be bad. It's that this AI has no idea how to move all of these mechs into position at once. And it's going to literally send them in piecemeal.
Yep.
It's really bad with Orions if it's got anything with a light mech because of the LRM. It's going to stand back with the LRM instead of coming into a medium or close range where it's pretty effective. And basically just getting the floor wiped with it. Okay, so as you move, you can see your line of sight here. And as you move, like if I moved way over here, what you're going to find is there's facing. But depending on how far you move is how much you can turn. So if I wanted to like run this direction, turn all the way around, I could only go a short ways here. Like, yeah, probably something like that. Oh, I'm with my hunchback. My hunchback's pretty slow. Alright, so you can see the firing lines whenever you've got it. This right here is an indirect fire. Since I have LRMs, I can actually shoot over the hill. There's a penalty for doing that, and their guys, if they have LRMs, are going to be able to shoot at me. But they don't have any big LRM boats, like a catapult or anything. They have nothing that big, so I really have nothing to fear. It's not like they can even put enough damage down with a lot of those, I think. So, just pretty poor AI design, at least as it stands right now. So I'm just going to flat out attack. So, here's your different weapons. You can turn them on or off. This is going to affect your heat. So right here on all your mechs, this is the heat gauge. This little tick mark right here is based on your pilot's guts. So once you go above this, you're going to start taking internal damage. Honestly, in like the 20 or 30 games I've played, I redline my mechs all the time. And like 2 games ago, literally the first time I ended up fighting that 25 ton with this group right here, and I've beat it both times, of course, but I actually blew up an arm, but I was taking severe damage and I was just way outclassed. So, not surprising. So you got your hit percentages, you got your damage, you've got any ammo that you have. Ammo is absolutely not a concern in this game. I don't want to build up the extra heat, and the LRM 5, very poor chance to hit with long-range missiles up close, so I'm just going to remove that on this unit. I'll probably be just removing that for a short-range missile rack when the mech lab comes. And then I'm going to go ahead and fire, because I have very good pilots that are very good at hitting things. Alright, so it's unsteady. That's great. Up next, we're going to take my quick draw. And again, I am literally just going to attack because I have my very good pilots here. Now, the multi-targeting ability, not very good. Not very good. Very niche, I will say. This and Precise Strike, in my opinion, are not useless. The reason I like these 2 pilots that have the multi-target, though, is they are very, very good with the gunnery and have pretty good tactical as well. So I have pretty decent sensor range, but on top of that, I also have a very good chance to hit. So here we are going to fire at him with literally everything. So the second bar you see here is unsteady. So the way unsteady works is once it hits this 50% point, it will not degrade below that. So he can't go below 50% unless he spends his turn bracing. Or like a person that has Master Tactician, you can literally just reserve your turn and still clear that and then get an attack or move on the next turn. Which I think is why Master Tactician is going to be great to stop knockdowns. My group is not very good at knocking anything down. It's actually terrible at it. But once I fill this bar all the way up, this mech's going to fall down, and then I get a called shot, meaning I basically will get to try to choose where I hit this mech at. Which does matter because, like, you can look, he's got a medium laser here. Don't really care about that. LRM, SRM, that would be an arm I would love to take off. I'm not going to be able to because this guy's not going to knock him down, but it's a nice dream. So here in the cone, you get a pretty good idea of your weapons ranges, where your best range is. So you could see I'm getting 90% here. You can see I'm pretty terrible out here, but this is going to be my max range. Some of them are much farther, like LRM boats, PPCs, which I feel are terribly underpowered right now. I'm going to come in here just so I can get the small laser in as well. I just want to blow this mech up, because I get to go real fast at the beginning of my next turn as well. So this guy's, he's toast. Absolutely toast. And I'll have plenty of time to lose some heat before their mechs get out here. So I've destroyed an arm and really dealt some massive damage to that torso. Oh, I knocked him down. That's fantastic. That really is now a dead mech. Alright. So, reserving back I think is going to be pretty fantastic and a key part of the game overall, when to use a mech and when not to. So the first thing I'm going to do is this mech does not get to go till the next phase. So I'm going to blow it up before it gets to go, hopefully. No, we're going to get Arc Light to go again. We're just going to literally attack. Now the AC-20's 85% chance to hit. Now this doesn't guarantee I will hit a position, and I can come up here and figure out what's where. Like here's another SRM-6. Honestly, if I take this arm out, this mech is very, very little threat to me. But I'm just going to try to wipe this torso out, the center here, and kill it. You can kill them by removing the head, the center torso, or on the backside, the rear, which are usually much weaker armored. I'm just going to point it all at the center and hope to hit with my AC-20. Looks like I hit the leg there. Oh, no, I hit it. Beautiful. So they're trying to get their mechs into position. Not doing a good job. Even if they had a missile boat back here, since their guy's knocked down, he's providing no vision.
I hear ya.
So I'm going to bring my little striker up here next. And I'm really going to hope that I get pretty good damage spread across my SRMs. Probably not going to, but that's alright. There he goes. And he's dead. And I'll be able to cool most of my mechs down long before they get in here. If they came in at me, that's kind of a problem with this lance, is it's very, very high on the heat. But, it's not like they can do anything about it, so
Commander?
let's go ahead and brace.
Roger. Vent and E.
Go ahead and brace. That's going to let me cool my heat down. And this is what I mean. The AI does not know how to use their mechs properly. It doesn't know how to assault as a group. It doesn't know how to do many of the things that I would hope it would do. Hopefully the overall missions are a little more challenging. So we're just going to do literally the same thing. Reserve. Certain maps this is a little harder to do, and certain setups that the AI can run with
Reaction.
can also be a little bit harder. So that 50-ton might get a shot on my commando right here. Oh, and it's a hunchback. Okay, he's went with a defensive bonus. So he's braced. I'm not going to get a ton of damage on him right here. But he's already moved, and that's their slowest mech.
What can I do for you?
So we're going to use... No. We're going to actually...
What do you need?
Let's What's my chance to hit with the AC-20 right here? See, I'm not want to go too far forward. You know what? Let's
I'm receiving you.
let's go ahead and get my Kintaro up here. And I've dropped most of my heat, so this is not a worry at all. And I'm going to pretty much wipe this Hunchback out, just like I did the other mech. And these are their two strongest mechs. I imagine those are Irbies following it up, because they're very slow for light mechs.
Watch my heat.
Are they both, yeah, they're both 30 tons. Those are both Irbies. Alright, and then we're going to, whoops, quick draw.
Receiving you.
Oh. Boy, I would hope for some, there we go, some better numbers like that.
Roger.
So the Hunchback's main draw, because I'm using it as well, is right here, the AC-20. I really want to take that out if I can. Which is great. He's got that side face towards me. Facing does matter. It's going to be very hard for me, if not impossible, to hit this arm on this side. So most of his damage is going to be coming on the right side there. No, I don't want to reserve.
Waiting on you, Commander.
You know what? Even if this Irby gets a shot off at me, I don't care. I want to try to knock this guy down right here.
No sweat.
Oh, he's braced. That's how come I'm not blowing anything up yet. Okay, that's not a big deal. So, again, I just want to fire with everything. Yep, there's my knockdown. So I'm hoping I can get my AC-20 up here and literally rip this guy apart now. With a called shot. So,
What do you need?
he's lost his bonus now that I've knocked him down as well. That's a 95% chance to hit with that AC-20. It's 80. It's a 95. What about right where I'm standing? Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm going to try to take out its AC-20 right here, because after that, this mech really has a small laser, a medium laser, and a medium laser. Not really all that dangerous. It's more important than trying to wipe the mech out. Looks like I took out a leg instead. Did almost wipe that piece out, as well as this arm. And this mech's down until it's its turn again, which is not until phase 3. So I literally have 2 mechs that get a go before he gets up. Ah, my poor commander.
Take many more hits like that.
I kind of thought that might happen. It's the medium laser arm, though, so I'm fine with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Arc Light, and we're going to see still 95% chance. We are literally just going to do that again. So there's one medium laser and the AC-20 down, so this mech is now neutered. It's not that it can't do damage to me, it's that its damage overall is not going to do much. Now, you will see I did push myself into the red line here. I didn't get all the way to the shutdown point, which I usually won't. Their Irbies are going to get a go before me. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I'll take that. Even if they get another shot on my commando, it's this isn't campaign. I'm not worried about my mech surviving. And there's actually a downed mech. The Irbies are actually a little dangerous. Not terribly so, but a little bit.
Yes, Commander.
So at this point, though, I am literally just going to start kind of charging down here and blowing them up.
Knowledge.
Because they don't have enough firepower to stop all of my mechs. Even if they do something like drop my commando, which I'm not going to let them. But, yeah, it's not going to do that much. Now, you do have a morale gauge here, so I can use this to inspire. This will remove evasive, guarded, defensive bonus from being in the forest. It also will increase my hit percentages up to 95%. The thing is, I've got an 85 and an 85 and an 85 on my SRM6s. I don't see the point in worrying about it. In fact, we're actually just going to push my mech all the way into the shutdown because I don't think they can't do enough to me to really worry about it. They've lost their only 2 mechs that would be even slightly worrying. So I take a little bit of structural damage, which really doesn't matter. And we're going to grab Kraken. If I can get in the forest, that would be nice, though I don't want to take damage if I don't have to. And then we are just going to blow this mech up again. Oh, I didn't quite wipe him out. That's a little sad.
I'm generating a lot of heat.
It doesn't matter. They're pretty much dead, buddy. Quit worrying about it. Oh, a fair amount of damage on that arm. And that's actually the left arm, it looked like. So the other one can get a good shot. Maybe they could take an arm off. That'd be something for him. Okay, so the reason I've saved my Inspire is because this is a pretty poor hit chance, right? My AC-20, my big damage gun. Only, now I'm going to Inspire.
Mess him up good.
And now I got a 95% chance to hit. So this mech is dead. All those were all center shots. That mech is gone. And of course I'm shutting down because I've pushed way too much heat. Again, they've literally got 1 light mech left. I really don't care. Oh, he got my arm though. That's alright, the arm's not too important for that mech right there. Again, if they blow up the commando, it sucks, but it's not, you know, end of the world type stuff. I'm gonna literally just keep firing at this mech with everything I have. Oh, he's unsteady.
Commander?
So I need to restart. Restarting takes up your entire turn. Doesn't even clear all your heat, by the way.
Commander?
And while you are overheated, they get automatic crit shots, just like if you were knocked down. The AI can't use crit shots. It can't use multi-targeting. It can't use any of the abilities that are just not automatic, which, again, just a pretty big problem with the AI. So I want to get right up in his face because I can get in the water here, and then I can basically shoot my weapons without any sort of repercussions.
Locking on target.
Could have been better. And yeah, I've shut down again, but it's not a big deal. I mean, at this point, the battle's over. I'm just kind of finishing it up. Alright, so to unsteady himself, he's decided to guard instead of trying to maybe put some damage into my mech and do something with his unit.
What do you need?
So we're going to restart my arc light.
Commander?
Alright, that's about the best firing position I'm going to get.
Right, Commander.
So you can see I'm missing the arm right there. Not a ton of damage, but he is braced, so he's getting that defensive bonus here.
Orders.
Alright, my Kintaro, I should basically be able to knock this mech unsteady again, and guess what the AI is going to decide to do?
Alright.
Yeah, basically I'm even shooting the LRMs, because, why not? Oh, never mind, that's the end of the battle right there. So, I don't know, the AI needs some work. I'm just a pretty big fan of the whole universe overall. It's not too bad. I lost a couple arms right there. It looks like they were running... Not a terrible force. Definitely a light though, because this is basically what I built my light force off of. I think. Yeah, that's definitely 5 million under my funds, but it's not like it was even close, or they even did damage. Oh, I forgot. I don't want to do the survey. Yeah, so that's the game. I'll probably be doing some multiplayer for it for when that comes around. I might even just record a couple more games where I'm just playing it. I'm kind of wanting to try out a challenge that one of the devs talked about. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time.